In the past days, they've been talked about the demolitions of houses that we have experienced happening in Harare, with quite some very, very touching scenarios where very, very huge, beautiful buildings and houses being destroyed just like that. And people that have toiled, used their monies, and spent their time really building up for their families will be left with nothing in just a few minutes' time. And it seems it has continued to go on and on until we start to hear ZANU PF beginning to speak out and distancing themselves away from this very scenario. We have also seen Ziambi coming out and laying the blame on Jacob Mafume, who happens to be the mayor of Harare, right? So Mafume mercilessly lays blame on victims of Harare demolitions. You know, it's very ironic to find that it seems no one really wants to take the blame. Nobody wants to take the fall. ZANU PF has cleared themselves and they said they are not part of it. Mafume also does not want to come out clean and wants to hide behind some lame reasons and excuses that they want to give. For whatever reason, I don't see why somebody's house could be demolished in the manner that they've been doing. Because on a video that I decided I will not even be playing a big part of it, but just a snippet, it is because what Mafume was just saying was a lot of hogwash. You would really never understand whether this is the same Jacob Mafume we've known all along from the time of MDC 1999, and we've worked and walked with him, fought the struggle together with. Today, Jacob Mafume is presenting himself more heartless than Emerson Mnangagwa, more heartless than ZANU PF. And you ask yourself, what really is happening? Which means there must be something very, very wrong about this school of ideology of ZANU PF. I think there is something that these people are given there just to kill their soul, to become cold and soulless and heartless, and to just kill their conscience. Because I wouldn't see how somebody can transform from being a Democrat and a human rights defender into somebody who is worse than the dictatorship that we have been fighting for all along. If it is only about money and opportunity, would you really get to that point of turning against the very people that you have fought for most of the years of your time? I don't know what really happens. Maybe if you are not in Jacob Mafume's shoes, you might fail to understand it. But I don't think such a thing could ever happen, especially to a person like me. I wouldn't see what really will ever happen that one day I would find myself, afflicting the same pain to the Zimbabwean people more than what ZANU-PF is doing, while I've been a human rights fighter and a defender of democracy in Zimbabwe. And then all of a sudden, overnight, you just turn around and you change and you turn against the very same people that have been standing with you. I don't know what this means really. It's very, very pathetic. So in a video, Jacob Mafume does not show any kind of remorse. He does not show even how that, what happened was a very, very unfortunate thing. He does not even, ask for, for maybe some kind of forgiveness, maybe to the people that have lost, or I send an apology to the people that have lost their properties, because he is here to defend himself and to even want to say that whatever happened, those people deserved it. Instead, he is now busy blaming the people that are the victims in this instance. Let's just hear the little bit of things that Mafume said here.
Arm of the law is going to work.
Okay.
If people do not want the city to enforce development control, then we change the law. I can also be a spectator.
All right, now let's turn to the usual finger pointing between council and the Ministry of Government, where consultations made before the demolitions, because the Minister of Local Government, Daniel Garwe, has condemned your actions and has since directed that nothing will be done without consulting the relevant parent ministry going further.
We will always consult. We have consulted. We always consult pre. We always consult during. We always consult post. We have no problems in consulting the parent ministry. Not only the parent ministry, we have no problems consulting the stakeholders themselves, which are the residents. They are neighbors of land. They are people whose children have to go to those particular schools. They are people whose properties will be devalued on haphazard development. They are in our Korobra farms were invaded. There are sewage ponds there. We used to put our sewage there. The tomato that is grown there is bigger than a person's head. The spinach leaf is bigger than a table because it is feeding from human waste. So we will consult the residents that do you want us to leave people there so that they can grow tomatoes that you will eat in Mbare?
You see, there is a big problem here, because Mafume really is not addressing the real issue. The real issue is that what happens with the municipality, that people can get land whichever way they could have obtained the land. That's not the issue. The issue is, where is the city council from day one that somebody begins to develop a place? Where do these people stay? Where do they live? Do they not live in Harare? Are people that are working for the city council not maybe also some neighbors to these people, or maybe in neighboring locations? Do they not drive around council vehicles? Do they not go around for some mission? Not necessarily to check on stands, but just for some council missions, that they can get to a point of discovering that, oh, there are people that are already building at such a place, and they could go and liaise with those people before the people get to finishing a house. There's no house that is finished in a week. There's no house that can be finished even in a month, even at times in 6 months. You see, so because it's expensive to build in Harare, in Zimbabwe, especially in Harare, and not many people would really have money that they can build a building overnight. These people will have taken a long time. So where is council all those days, and only to show up when you want to demolish? And Mafume is also not addressing the issue of the legality, right? The legal part is very, very important. Where did you get a court order to go and demolish those houses? So when he says that the law is just taking its course, which law is he talking about? Because the law says you must get a court order. You go with a court order to demolish, and not only just start with a court order. You have to first of all notify those people that you are at a wrong place. That's where the main issue is, because notification should also have happened some time back, probably even when they were just starting to clear the land. Notice should have already been given to them that no, where you are clearing land, where you are heaping up your bricks here and cement, or where you are digging a foundation, is a place that is wrong. And the other thing that is painful is that this whole issue is really a ZANU-PF issue, because the land barons themselves are ZANU-PF people. That's one thing that is the most painful part. The barons themselves are the ZANU-PF people, and they are known. That is the painful part. They are known. It's not that it's a secret or what. They are even known that this is the person who is one of the barons. These are the people that have continued. Do you know that these barons have sold these stands over and over and over to the same people over and over? I mean, to different people being the same people. And tomorrow again, these same people will be coming and will be also again selling to another person. For example, this is one of the land barons who is known as ZANU-PF member, fully fledged ZANU-PF member, Spencer Mackenzie Mabeka. And we want to keep these records, because time is coming where we are now going to be using this information that we are recording right now as evidences that we will present before the courts of law. Imagine this man stays in Harare. This man is known. This man is a ZANU-PF man. This man sits in the meetings of ZANU-PF, goes wherever ZANU-PF is going and doing everything. What is it that makes it so difficult to deal with a man like this one? And of course, the others that are like him. That's where you can see that people like Mafume are not being honest If Mafume was still an opposition member, he was really going to say, no, 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 this is a ZANU-PF problem. The people that are selling this land, this illegal land, are ZANU-PF land barons. And ZANU-PF is failing to deal with its people. But can you see that he's running away from all these? From number one, the issue of the legal part of it. The two, the notification of the affected. Number three, the issue of being a ZANU-PF issue. You would rather blame the people. Because in the other portion of the video, you were saying, why should somebody be putting 80,000 worth of US dollars to build a structure on a land that is illegal? How can somebody know that the land is illegal if these barons will be having authentic letters from the council, everything they'll be having? And the council will start to see them preparing land and does not talk to them until the very last minute, when now politics is now playing its part again, and we start to see demolitions beginning to happen. So as for Mafume, we are saying, God be with Mafume. God be with you. I hope you are going to continue with all that arrogance and with that spirit that you have developed, which is worse than ZANU-PF, of not having mercy for the other citizens of Zimbabwe. But one day, all of you are going to pay painfully for what you are doing to the Zimbabwean people. You are going to pay, and that day is not far from now. Be warned that ZANU-PF is not going to be in power forever. All this corruption and all this rot that is causing suffering of families, of children, people having to sleep outside, people with their own house, a comfortable, beautiful house, would now be sleeping in shacks. Just imagine. But one day is one day. Freedom for Zimbabwe is coming. And one day ZANU-PF will go down and Zimbabwe shall be free. So this is what it is, family. Very, very sad and unfortunate. Thank you so much for joining me on this show. We will continue to be meeting in the upcoming shows as we are crossing over to the main channel, Chatufa Television Production. Remain blessed till we meet again. Shalom and shalom.